think there is a path in crypto. I think there is a way to make money using some of the projects, specifically for art, and specifically for artists. Obviously, that's not always true because there's traumas and things that can happen in someone's life to modify that. But usually, that's the root relationship. So, yeah, that question gets asked all the time with musicians and artists, and at least the people that have been approaching me wanting to find the path inside crypto. And they're like, I can't even imagine myself being able to create from a space of love. Like, and that's what I say, but like from a space that's not desperate, desperately trying to get the next dollar or the next thing to then pay the bills, to then survive, to then create some more. That cycle is like, it's a destructive path. It's a very destructive path. And it's not sustainable in my opinion. So with that, I think there is a path in crypto. I think there is a way to make money using some of the projects, specifically for art, and specifically for artists. And it's mostly, and like we can get into that now a little bit. It's mostly surrounded around the gamification of it. It's not necessarily specifically about the art, right? I mean, I've seen projects sold out in minutes, and it was like a 8-bit render that took the guy 5 minutes to make, and then he just copied and pasted it 1,000 times. And so like I've seen that stuff. It's not really about the art, although it is. And then let me explain what that means. The artist is what people are following. It's not the art. The art's great, and that's something that people can like get it and have a piece and like look at it. But what they're really following is you. That's you're the brand, you're the person, you're the thing. That's where the value is really starting from when it comes to art, music, anything that has to do with like expression. So what crypto has done, right? So let's look at the current industry. The current industry, you have the artists, you have the gatekeepers, and then you have the audience.
Right.
The only way the artist gets to the audience is through the gatekeepers, right? You have to have the gatekeepers, the people to put the money into them, push you up into the platforms that are going to be seen by millions. That's the path that currently exists. Crypto, with everything, it's eliminated the gatekeeper. It's eliminated that third party. And what does that actually mean? It means that all the platforms, all the centralized ways to get in front of that audience, you remove it. You remove those gatekeepers. You remove the paths. You remove the centralized paths. And what crypto has done, it's, so we take that out, and then crypto comes in, sort of like an operating system now, not as a central location where everybody connects to. It's just now an operating system that now connects me to you,
right,
directly, without having to go through the gatekeepers.
What I'm thinking of when you say gatekeepers, are you talking about something like in the music industry, a record label? It's like you have to go through there, and then they are the launch pad for the musician.
Exactly.
Right.
And up until recently, that was the only way. And then before crypto, it was like there's like a gap, right, between when musicians could do that to now crypto. There was this gap where a lot of musicians were kind of making it on their own, little by little, right, through Spotify, through these like other platforms that didn't have to go through
lots of live shows,
a million live shows before you could even release an album, right? So very different. And then crypto was the next evolutionary step, in my opinion, which now those same people that were like, forget these record labels, let's do it ourselves on these platforms. Now they're like, oh, we don't even need these platforms anymore. We don't even need these guys anymore. We can directly connect to our audience and drop them the stuff straight to their phone, pushed into their phone. So that's where we're at right now. What most artists are doing, and I'll give you an example of one that I'm not helping them, but I heard what they're doing. Essentially, so there's a type of NFT. And so let's just describe NFT for a second, right? What is an NFT? A Bitcoin is a FT. It's a fungible token. It's just like a dollar, 1-to-1. That means that if you have $1 and I take it from you and I give you another $1, you don't care, 1-to-1. A non-fungible token, an NFT, is when you have on the same chain or on the same network, 2 different tokens that are valued at different amounts, as well as it has in like different amounts of metadata. That means that there's like, you can have 100 gigabytes of, or not that much, 100 megabytes of one in one and then 50 in another one. So it's definitely, it's not like a Bitcoin. They're not similar to each other. And so that's really good for like, they're unique. So that's really good for auctions. It's good for music. It's good for art. Like it's good for so many cool things that you can incorporate. But the lowest hanging fruit was art. That was just the easiest thing to go, oh, NFTs, art, got it. But there's so much more to it. And that's a whole discussion. I'm sure. So NFTs, there are several types of NFTs too. There's NFTs that are only specific to a JPEG. There's ones that you can put music to it. You can put video to it. Now they're making NFTs that are basically like agnostic. You can put any type of data into it, up to 35 gigabytes. Imagine having, and then not only that, but they're interoperable and immutable. So interoperability means interoperable. So interoperable means that no, we're getting there. Interoperability just means that it can function on different operating systems. So like you can take that same NFT, go into a game, and then it's a skin. Let's say you see the character, and let's say it's like Mario Kart, and so you have the skin that looks like Mario Kart world, and then you take that same NFT, you go to another game, and then the skin looks different based on that world, on that universe. And so that's cool. Interoperability, I mean, that can facilitate so many things. I mean, we can go down that list. I have so many ideas for that, but that's a huge function. And then the other one that I think would be a massive function for artists specifically is the immutability function, which means that I can send, you can buy my NFT, right? And then it's on your wallet in your phone. And then I'm like, oh man, I just did this new concert and I played that same song that he owns. Let's give him this live version for free, right? Everybody that owns the NFT, and you just push it into their NFT. Imagine and so the NFT can be anything you want, right? It can be an album. So right, you click the NFT and it opens up all the songs, and then all of a sudden, boop, it pops up a video or a live version of the song, and then you're like, oh my gosh, extra value. And now on the secondary market, and this is how the artist makes money. The artist makes money on the initial sale of the NFT, and then you can program this however you want. You can put a percentage of the secondary market. So for the lifetime of the NFT, every time it resells, you get a royalty payment for every single person that every single time it sells, for all the thousands that exist.
So great for artists.
And so if you add more value to it after it's been sold, what's going to happen in the secondary market? You're going to start to get it being traded because people are like, oh, I want to see that video. And you can't see it unless you own the NFT.
Yeah. Or you were at the show itself.
Or you're at the show yourself.
Okay. So just to be clear, the immutable aspect of it is that you can add more content into the same NFT. It's not like you're getting pushed a whole nother NFT into your wallet.
No, although into the same. Do that too. You could do that too.
But it's
could.
Into almost like I guess the visual I'm having is like a space that you go into to see what's being delivered.
Imagine being able to communicate with your audience without using emails, without using any of that stuff. Imagine
just like popping up as me
like,
in
hey,
the metaverse.
I'm here. Yeah.
Maybe the NFT is an access into a part of the metaverse that's like my house, and that you can come in and like, here's only 100 people are going to randomly be dropped a live show access link or NFT, and then it can be a ticket, a digital ticket, a physical ticket, because you can have it on your phone too, so you can show up to an event and it scans. Boop, ridiculous.
And that's your ticket.
Love that.
I mean, there's so many layers to this. We're building. It's funny because like you started describing something that I'm starting to build right now, but it's going to be boat access. Ooh, that's all I'm going to say. It's going to be this healing thing that we're doing, but it has to do with boats around the world and NFTs. But yeah, so that's using NFTs for artists right now is I tell the artists this, if you have the audience, if they're there already, that's 90% of the work is all done. You have the people there like following you, and they're like, hey, what else are you putting out? I think they say like, if you have 500 people that are like consistent and they show up and they go, what's next? That's all you need. That's all you need to be self-sufficient in crypto. Like you have five, it's like 500 to 1,000 people that follow you and that are very consistent and will be there to buy or to share in whatever you're expressing. That's all you need to survive in crypto. That's
like 1 or 2% of my audience.
Yeah. It becomes a toroidal field of energy. That's what we're shifting away from. We're shifting away from this old paradigm where the flow of energy and power was like a pyramid, right? Where it all starts from the base, everybody comes together and the power flows up towards the top. And then there's like a small percentage that, and it's funny because people are like, oh, we need to invert the pyramid. And it's like, it's the same thing. It's going down. The power is now flowing down. I mean, it's all the same thing, right? It's about where's the energy going that will make it replenishable, right? Like the jungle or like the forest. And so what we're trying to do with crypto is create a toroidal field of energy flow to where the community is sustaining itself and it doesn't need a power flow from any direct source. It's all coming from each other.
Amazing. It's like a more symbiotic relationship with the audience, I suppose.
Exactly. It's like the audience. Yeah, it's exactly that. In most crypto projects, the project is driven and even sort of basically created by the community. The community's voice is super important for the longevity of a project. And if the leaders don't listen to the community, that project usually fails because it's not the community is like, oh, okay, well, we'll go to another one. And then that's it. So.